This is a
Good time, Charlie?
production.
On your marks, get set, play.
I love that.
Good favor.
That I really like.
That is delicious.
Welcome back to the Sit. It's Krème. It's a great British Bake Off podcast. Sometimes hosted by me, the Interstate 713, along with my best friends. It's Nick, Jew, and Ant. What's good, folk?
Hello.
It's
I
a
feel
great American. I'm sorry. Hold on. It's Great American Baking Show season. So we doing that. But you should know that we did give y'all a preview episode and an interview to set us up for this season. But in case you're new to the game or whatever, every week somebody's first episode. So we have to introduce ourselves and the process so everybody's aware. And what was you about to say?
I'm feeling. I know this is cake week, but I'm feeling real key lime pies today.
Fair. Fine pie from Baker Square, mind you. It's no.
Baker Square. Oh,
We have a Baker Square near us, but
y'all have that still?
mhm.
It's like it's probably just them two. It's one near him. It's one ish me. It's
Yeah,
it's about a 20-minute drive, but I'll make that ride.
Yeah,
They
it's,
still
but
got them in California.
yeah, I'm getting my key lime pie straight from Costco.
Really, they doing something special at Costco.
Man, I'm tell you this: the apple pie from Costco, straight banger. You can't even eat all that bad boy, but it's the best.
Because it's
Like,
still Costco sized.
Yeah, still Costco size, and it is a banger. Like, I know somebody, my grandma don't put their elbow in that pie back there. That pie is good.
Man, she put an ankle in it.
Needing that dough.
Oh
It says
my
it's
gosh!
pies only, but
Y'all got something near you?
no, not near me. Like
so-
in the bay. 'Cause
okay.
In the Yay, they like it's pies only at this point, dog.
no, they got it. They got a whole menu online. Okay, I miss Baker Square.
I would be surprised. Like, I have probably eaten at Baker Square like once, but pies, I've had a mini pies there.
I have eaten inside of Baker Square. You are correct, twice, because it used to be one over there nearer me, and now it's the one way out there closer to the box.
So they began closing their rural and suburban California locations as the leases started to expire.
Hmm.
It has been leasing. That's been killing everything. The reason Red Lobster dying now is because
Yeah.
of venture capitalists and firms like that buying Red Lobsters and selling their land and leasing it back to them, and now they can't afford the rent no more.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild out here. That has nothing to do with what we doing here, y'all.
It's a jog
Christian is
down
lit.
memory lane for me.
We we get in, we recap and review this week's in this case Great American Baking Show. But before we do that, we have a new segment that I have not prepared the music for. So you're gonna pretend you hear the music, and then I'll play you the music, and then so you'll hear it. Trust me, we just won't hear it right now. Although I guess I could whip that up right quick. Give me just a second. That is literally just in a folder. It's our news segment. It's called Bakers Make the World Go Round, people. And let's see if it plays proper. Bakers make the world go round. It was low. If you don't hear in the record, don't worry. You'll hear it proper in the record. So I can just fix it. This week's Bakers Make the World Go Round. I didn't really dig up any news. I have had this BuzzFeed quiz sitting in our folder, waiting since earlier this year, and I finally get to do it. And so let us begin. This man went viral for not knowing raisins are dried grapes. But we want to know if you know any better. This is Amy Glover on BuzzFeed staff. And let's see, I wonder if I can. They got that video. Yeah, they do got they got the little TikTok right here.
That a spring onion is like it becomes an onion. I didn't know that.
Like the way a grape becomes a raisin.
That type of a thing, yeah.
What do you mean? Grape is a raisin?
No, a raisin is a dried grape.
No
and
shame.
the same as
This
a
is
dried
like an
plum.
afternoon situation. How do you not know grapes are raisins?
Because they don't taste like it.
No, raisins are grapes.
A raisin is a baby grape.
You can't get a raisin and make it into a grape.
Oh, aye. That's true.
Yeah.
You can't pump the juice back into it.
Yeah, well.
But you can suck it out.
Huh?
You heard it here first.
Do you know?
So if I leave all the grapes in my fridge, they'll be raisins?
No, because
Not in the
they'll
fridge.
just be rotten. Prunes or plums?
What's it or carrots?
Do you know pep?
I should have showed y'all the video because y'all got to see my
I feel
man.
like I've
He is-
seen this. It's a podcast or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's just the TikTok clip of it, and he was truly taken aback.
He said raisins are great. Are you kidding? Wow.
Let's read through. If you haven't seen the video, which has earned almost 4 million views at the time of writing, it involves 3 people from 1L Studio talking about food's unexpected origins. One man, Shane Todd, was surprised to learn that a raisin comes from a grape. How do you know grapes are raisins? Co-host, how do you not know grapes are raisins? Co-host Deanna Doherty asked Shane, to which he replied, because they don't taste like them. Commenters were surprised to learn that he'd never learned how raisins are made. But we want to know if you can prove yourself any wiser. Let's see. Somebody there's comments that says, don't mention pickles. He might actually go into shock. So actually, you know what? Let me share my screen with yous and boop, boop. Share, and we can do the quiz together. That big enough for y'all to see? Can y'all see that okay?
Yes.
All right, there you go. What are prunes made from?
Plums.
Yes.
Go, let's click plums. Correct. What are Zante currants made from? Your selection is juniper berries, blueberries, grapes, or they're their own fruit.
I'm gonna go with juniper berries.
I have no clue.
Boop.
Oh no, grapes.
Yeah. Like raisins, currants are made from grapes, but currants use smaller ones than raisins.
I thought currant was the fruit.
What chili is ancho chili made from? Poblano, habanero, its own species, or serrano? They can do that with poblano. California won't let us go. And indeed, it is poblano, y'all. Okay. What about chipotle chilies? Habanero, jalapeno. It's its own chili. Or serrano. It is a jalapeno. I know that. What are dates made from? I do know this one. Grapes, figs, their own fruit, or pluots.
They're their own fruit, right?
They are their own fruit. They grow on a tree. Dates are their
It's a
own.
date.
Date palm, I believe. Yeah. Peppercorns are dried berry, bud, seed, or leaf node.
It looks like a berry, but
I'm gonna ride with you on that one.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And indeed, peppercorns are dried berry. Apparently, black peppers in the dried berry of a flowering vine called Piper nigrum, which fruits in clusters like grapes. Hey man, it ain't my fault. Latin had the nigrum in it. That's what the word. What are sultanas or golden raisins made from? It's a raisin.
it's a grape.
But I'm gonna read y'all the selection: apricots, grapes, their own fruit, or nectarines. It's grapes. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Ristra, R-I-S-T-R-A, is an arrangement of drying grapes, peppers, flowers, cured meats. Ristra?
I've never heard of a ristra.
Same.
Cured meats.
I would say grapes to just go along with the theme of it, but I could be wrong.
I'm cheating by looking up what a ristra is, but okay, I now know what a ristra is. All right, so what we agreeing on here?
I don't have a strong opinion.
I said grapes, and that's not a strong opinion. It's a.
All right, I'm gonna go.
I was just going along with the theme.
Sure, let's try grapes.
Oh, peppers.
Oh, y'all seen these before? We know what these are.
Oh yeah, we just didn't know what they were called.
Yeah, those things that we never buy. Is this real or this fake?
Yes, like what you supposed to do with this?
The spice, I'm sure, is made from dried garlic, peppers, pineapple, or mango.
It looks like garlic to your girl, but I've never heard of amchur.
Same.
I have not heard of that either.
It's probably a white pepper.
All right, we'll go pepper. I was gonna go garlic, but we'll go pepper. Mango.
Oh,
Everybody
mango.
wrong.
Dried powdered mango. What was that used for?
Right.
And for triple points, we know what this is. Gochum is dried. We know this because we know it from Bake Off. It's persimmon. Maybe persimmon. I'm going with persimmon.
And the survey says, "Oh, you're right. Look at that.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. That ain't bad. That ain't bad, y'all.
We don't sit in the back of the class."
Yeah. The last season of Bake Off, who was cooking up with that?
Oh, girl.
Gotcha. Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah, old girl work.
Yeah, old girl.
You know. So, that's how I remember that one. But that was your Bakers Make the World Go Round segment. It'll be more newsy next time. Worry not.
That was fun.
I love it. Like I said, plus I'd held it for so long. I was like, ooh, I done forgot most of these answers. So that all works. We are back in the tent once again. Back in London, old merry old London town. Series 7, technically Series 2 on Roku, but you know what I'm saying. Of the Great American Baking Show. First week up is Cake Week. In the tent this series, our hosts, Zach Jerry, Casey Wilson. Their little 80s exercise intro I thought was pretty fun.
I liked the Paul Hollywood doll.
with the deep blue eyes.
And the hair.
That was wild. You have 8 bakers in the tent, which is so weird to me. So it was 9 bakers last season. And still not is it a dozen bakers on Bake Off or is it like 11 bakers on Bake Off?
I never remember.
I want that answer. So to the internet.
Don't spoil it now.
Oh no. I just need to know how many bakers is in
in the British. Aren't they filming or whatever? Are they airing in UK right now? Oh, okay.
GBO not till September.
I'm about to say you mess around and just ruin the whole thing for yourself.
I would like to throw in there that Casey's eyes are almost as nice as Paul's.
I have not noticed.
Oh. Well, I am a longtime fan of hers, so
I'm aware.
Yeah, so there's a dozen bakers in the British version of the tent, and we only have 8 this go round. But I think I understand why. It is they definitely film on an American style schedule, and they also basically have them people secured for like multiple weeks away, all the way away from home.
And it's expensive, probably.
And yeah, they're like the people who are on the British Bake Off at this point can, it ain't COVID. They can go home to go, work. So,
right.
But these people, I mean, I guess if they were work from home employees, they could probably, get some effort in. Like I'm just across the pond. So
it's only like 5 hours ahead.
Yeah, for sure. That you could work with people in England easily if you are, especially if you're East Coast people. But our bakers are Chris Kakuru, Mackenzie Rubish, who I was like, she ain't white. And cracking open the browser I use to check our email, just an article sitting there on the one page was like American Samoan baker on Great British Bake Off.
Oh,
like I knew you weren't white. She's American Samoan. Ronald R.J. Winter, who looks nothing like a Ronald. So I can understand why he rides out with RJ.
He looks like what's his name from This Is Us to me. I kept thinking Justin, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah. The actor's name is Justin something.
Yeah.
Oh, fair. The homie Brad Gessner, Nicole Aufdehauer. I had this pronunciation down.
Soo Young.
No, it's Ruyun.
Ruyun, sorry, Ruyun.
Ruyun Zhang, Victoria Walters, and Jennifer Reyes.
Lots of Californians.
Yeah, remember it's like all Chicago's last time, and this go around Cali's. Yeah, so I always find that to be interesting where they reach to, because like we got, let's see, that's Cali, that's Ohio, that's Minnesota, I believe. That's in the Philadelphia area. That's in the New York area. So who else was? I think Chris is definitely California because he was he worked at the aquarium or whatever.
He looks so familiar to me.
Oh,
and maybe it's just his whole steez that is seemingly familiar. But I'm like, I know him. I feel like I need to Google him and see if he worked at some theater I worked at or whatever, because he looks so familiar to me.
Turn out you know this dude. That's gonna be hilarious.
It's a small enough world, Nick. I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's been paying off. But you know what it is? First week is always, truly, I'm going to say is always, and I say that with a little more security now, is always cake week. Mm-hmm. And we begin with a bake that I was kind of like, I feel like y'all going easy on us. I feel like y'all doing some American nisms on this one right here. It's a decorated loaf cake, 2 hours to complete. And again, I didn't appreciate this as something to begin with. I understand what works with it, and now that we have some background on what goes on in these recipes, I'm like, I'm picking up.
What would have been your choice
to set a first bake off? I probably would have gone for a tort of some sort. Just I didn't mean that to rhyme, but it just that is what it is. I feel like they should have been tested a little harder. I guess they got tested in the technical, but also I feel like they should have been totally better prepared for the technical.
Yes.
So
I don't know. After last week getting that whole kind of look behind the curtain, I'm just totally open, especially like the way they were saying like. How the recipes work and how they it's everything's a challenge when like it's almost new to you, even though you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Like man, I just can't get. This is kind of like going to a live studio audience for the first time and then getting to watch your favorite show afterwards. That's how I feel, sort of.
Yeah, you really kind of know some things going on back there now. And you're like, I can see what's happening. Not that I can see what's happening, but also I have a better understanding of what's going on recipe-wise. And I think I have a better understanding of what's going on in the tent overall. So RJ is chefing up a bourbon pecan banana loaf. Immediately, it was ruined by the introduction of banana. But he used a mix of oat and regular flour for a more nutty profile, topped it with a blonde chocolate ganache. The jingle they played between the bakes where they showing the drawings sounds exactly like a Ring notification. So I keep thinking my camera's going off, and it was fucking me up throughout the entire, especially when I was watching with headphones on today as I was writing down these notes. It was wrecking me.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, because I'm looking, I'm like, it's the exact tone. So if you have a Ring camera, and you know what that notification sounds like, the little wind chime-ish kind of noise, that's what they use. It's bothersome to a point of like, y'all gotta stop that. Oh, I can definitely play that for you. Hold on, let me see if I can just go snag that. I forgot we got some technology, y'all. We can do some things. Where did I?
You got an effects board?
No, that's my microphone can do all that, Nick.
Oh, that's
it all run
dope.
It all run through the mic. No, I closed this damn. Like what page did I? That means I probably opened something on top of it as opposed to just closing the page.
What page 15 on?
The Roku Channel.com. Also, if you didn't know, this is where you got to watch this at in the States is on the Roku Channel.
Yeah, I my TV unfortunately went home to the Lord over the weekend. And I was like, well, I can also watch it on my laptop, but it's just not the same. I'm like, I can't. There's no way I'm gonna get a good watch on this screen.
We spoiled Nick, y'all.
For real.
Brought it to the TV. Never can I go back.
Never ever. I'm not going back.
I gotta find a little piece of art, and then I can just play it for y'all. But I don't want to be. All right, here we go. Right. Let's see. Y'all might get a few. Well, I'll cut it out the main show, but like, I'll play it for y'all here, so you get a few seconds of.
And 5 millimeters.
RJ's banana pecan.
You hear that right there? Oh my God! It's the exact sound of I wish I could make somebody literally just walked by my side camera. So I probably could have got you the extra noise. I could be like, oh yeah, that's definitely it. But it's like I said, I'm sitting here writing notes down. I'm like, this, y'all got to pick a new sound.
I think I know what that's called.
It's been a couple of times I didn't have to reach out to people. I've been like, I need to reach out to these people and try to help them with their everything. I'm like, I can help you out with this show.
Hey man, it's you're halfway there. All you got to do, I'm sure you know who to talk to now.
Like, hey man, Mister, your name? Let me holler at you, baby. Nicole was making a cranberry orange spice Christmas cake, topped with cranberry cream cheese, icing, and candied orange peels. Chris is going for an orange pistachio loaf filled with pistachios and topped with candied oranges and cream cheese frosting. Royon is Royon. Man, y'all, I'm gonna get it right. Don't worry. Is going for a New Year good luck cake. It's the first cake not just called what it is on this particular. I'm saying they actually had a little title for it. A marbled coconut and black sesame sponge filled with a yuzu icing, topped with a yuzu icing and decorated with sesame florentines. Mackenzie is making a blueberry apricot loaf of apricot, filled with apricot, and blueberries topped with vanilla icing and fresh blueberries with sliced apricots on top. Cool. Fresh fruit vibe. Victoria is going to Nippon Memories spice cake topped with ginger glaze and plum compote. Brad is going for a mandarin cream loaf, mandarin flavored sponge topped with dark chocolate ganache and candied mandarin oranges. And Jen is going for, they call her Jen, so don't think I just, make some kind of supposition on her name. They refer to her as, I assume that she's just desirous of Jen twins. Dark and stormy ginger cake soaked with rum and ginger beer syrup topped with rum and lime icing and candied lime and lime zest. Y'all have any thoughts on these people's cakes as y'all watch them prepare?
I could appreciate all the bakes, but I didn't find one where I was like, you know what? Let me get a hunk of that.
Fair. Also. Yeah, fair. Yeah. I kind of wanted to try the marble coconut black sesame kind of joint, but that's because I like coconut, and I just wanted to know what that tasted like if made properly and filled your dang tin.
All them textures to me were reminiscent of like a banana bread or something like that.
That's exactly what it is. True.
Yeah, and all of that teeter totters on stuff I really don't like texture wise. So I was just like, that looks interesting.
Same, buddy. Same. Let's judge him. Brad. I absolutely love me some Prue Lee because she said shit like this, Baroque and extravagant.
Baroque, she said, and I was tripping off her pronunciation.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to rewind it. I'm like, oh, okay. maybe we're wrong.
A nice balance, strong, deep chocolate flavor, amazing flavor, slightly overbaked. That's your word for the day.
What's the name of the candy that you smash on the
Terry's orange?
Okay, I wonder was it reminiscent of that? So, because those taste okay, but I'm not a big fan of dark chocolate.
Fair. Jen looks a bit small, like it didn't get a proper rise. A break that happened just as she was playing it was, of course, noticed.
Damn.
Quite tough. Little rum, bit of lime, lots of ginger. Delicious to one Dame Prue. RJ, icing, which has melted, is thought to be informal. It did not start that way.
Informal is going in my lexicon. Informal. He called it informal, and we all know what he meant. Like, it looked like you just slathered that shit on. It's real informal. It looks good to me because it reminded me of the, like, you know, cream cheese frosting on a cinnamon roll or something.
Exactly.
I would have sopped it up on the side.
As much as I like cinnamon rolls, this cinnamon roll is a little informal.
Yeah, informal. Shade, Paul Hollywood.
A nice cake that blend together well. Clever. Mackenzie, looks delicious. Not a huge amount of blueberry, but otherwise good flavor. Paul would try his hand at it, which she took as I was like, that is kind of.
I would have cried if Paul Hollywood was like, I want to make this. Slide me the recipe.
That you already own, and I know. Well, now that I know.
Right.
Well, they know too. So, Rihanna, a bit small. Needed more height. Mostly black sesame shows through slightly overbaked. Again, that's your words for the day. Slightly overbaked.
And she said she did it like that because she thought it would be too dense of a bake, so she made it smaller on purpose.
Yeah, she gotta not do shit like that. Oh man, Victoria cuts hard, and it shouldn't. Lots of ginger, which Prue loves. She also enjoys the contrast of the acidity of the fruit, but doesn't say what it's contrasting against. I assume the sweetness of the cake, but nobody says anything. Paul thinks the plum brings nothing but acidity, and it's overbaked. Nicole, cranberries really tart, perfectly soft, well done. Chris, orange slice, perfect. He really, once Prue said that's what she banged with, he was like, I will focus and get these motherfuckers perfect. And of course she was. Prue said, just so they like feel like they always gonna take your teeth out. I'm like, that's what you want. That's what, okay.
Like a gummy, like a
That's not what I want. That is not my experience. That is not
what I want too.
The cake is delicious. Really good flavor and looks wise. I thought my man was about to get a handshake. Truly, I did.
Me
you know
too.
what I'm saying?
I did
Paul,
too.
Yeah. Paul kind of approached on that, but alas, we did not. Our technical challenge this week: 8 mini Battenberg cakes, 2 hours to complete. Made with lemon and almond sponge sandwiches sandwiched together with buttercream to make a checkerboard pattern, then cover that in apricot jam and then wrap that all in marzipan. Battenbergs, or with either cake or square. Oh, they either call Battenberg cake or they're called Battenberg squares. Is a light sponge cake with variously colored sections held together with jam and covered in marzipan. The cake, when cut cross-section, displays a distinctive 2x2 check pattern, alternately colored pink and yellow. The checkered pattern on emergency vehicles in the UK are officially referred to as Battenberg markings because of their resemblance to the cake. You know, I can give you some wisdom, a little knowledge. Let's judge this output. Before we judge this output, I'm going to tell you, Battenbergs have a bit of regularity on GBBO. They show up just like every other season. So enough that if you are, I feel like, a fan of the show, you probably should add Battenberg just to your repertoire in preparation. And it's mostly just knowing how to make marzipan from scratch that you kind of need to know, because all these bakers can make a sponge. I think everybody seems to have an idea about how to make a jam. You know what I'm saying? Everybody seems to be informed in that regard. So it's
the whole time I was like, jam sugar.
So it's more just knowing how to properly make a marzipan and roll that shit out. And
But they struggled with the cake part too. Like
facts.
people had it cut the wrong way. Like I don't know what happened. Americans, I was embarrassed.
Oh, I'm gonna get to it. I got some little side notes to my actual notes. So, let's get to our judging. Victoria's up top. Only 4 huge. She only made 4. They're huge. Not neat. Dry. And the buttercream is grainy. The marzipan is nice and has good flavor.
When she was cutting it, she had enough scraps to make what she could have made out of her scraps. They just would have been smaller, but like she would have had the appropriate number of cakes.
They was too big to begin with, so they would have been the appropriate size. Is probably what you would have had. I don't know what was. Oh, good Lord.
Jitters, first day jitters, or second day, whatever.
Did get 8 though, small. The marzipan cracked a bit too dry. Good flavor, soft sponge, just not neat. Should be square, but these are more rectangular.
Rectangles.
RJ, they look like feet. On one of these 8 cakes he was supposed to be supplying, the marzipan is not wrapped all the way around
at all. It came loose. Jesus.
The marzipan was fine from a flavor perspective, but everything else looks terrible. Mackenzie needs the ends cut off. A bit uneven, a bit thick, but the sponge is nice and tastes okay. Royun, over and over again. Royun, forgive me, Royun.
I'm pretty sure.
You are right. I know you're right because, like I said, I tried to just add it to my mind earlier, and it just was not starting to stick around.
It's because you keep reading it.
Yeah, Royun, some sort of skin disease.
Shade.
But the sponge is quite nice.
Oh.
Chris, looks quite neat. Thick on the marzipan, but almond flavor comes through quite nicely. A nice Battenberg. Jen, no pink sponge, not even. Marzipan too thick. Never even finished. For Paul, never even started. And this is my little side note. I type this. It's got its own color and everything. It's in italics, so you know it's my fault and no one else's. An embarrassment that I would not have put on the table.
Oh no, man.
What did she do with her 2 hours?
Man.
Upsettingly bad.
Man.
I was not happy about this. I was just like, there is no way you just pretend to look. Your cake gotta be perfect, or your marzipan gotta be hiding your sin.
A struggle, yeah.
But you can't have both.
Yeah, man.
It was upsetting.
I was very embarrassed as an American. I feel like we what had happened on the Battenberg.
Nicole, neat, thin marzipan, buttercream, tastes great, looks good, could be neater, but not a bad effort.
Nicole, who says she's not a cake person.
Why would you say that out loud?
So then, when you
humble bragging,
they could be like, "Oh, she did great."
Our ranking is as follows: Jen, a feral disaster. Feral.
Oh man, that's.
I would simply pass away.
Go see you at the crossroads.
Well, you won't be lonely.
I would pass away if somebody called my food that.
RJ, what a mess. Pink color is terrible. His claim, I'm colorblind, dog.
Right.
Sir, then just hit it harder.
Yeah.
When all this
raise a
fails,
hand.
Yeah, be like, hey man, did that look pink to you?
Is this? Yeah.
Hit that a little harder, my guy. That is what this show has always been known for. Seeking the help of your fellow bakers.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. First day innocent, trying to go at it.
But he was the one talking about like, oh yeah, I know what this is supposed to be like.
Well, hey. Victoria, who only brought 4 of the required 8 to the table.
And didn't get last.
That lets you know how bad the 2 before her were.
Right.
Okay. Do her name again, Nick.
Royun.
Came in 5th, Mackenzie in 4th, Brad in 3rd. Chris, shape not quite as expected. All looks good. Tasted right. nice Battenbergs. And
You know what I'm gonna ask one more time before you say the winner. What place was Mackenzie?
Middle, right, square in the middle, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think I didn't roll these notes right back and be like, where did she come in? Where did she come in technical? I too asked that question myself, so worry not. Nicole, needed to neaten them up, but a pretty nice Battenberg. Hey y'all, there you go. That's what you get. I would like to try a Battenberg, and I think from time to time they have them either at Trader Joe's or Aldi. So when they come around again,
I have to look out for that. I don't think I've ever had marzipan. Maybe I have.
I have. There's a German chocolate I enjoy, Ritter Sport. And you'll see them at you'll see them at Target. I'm gonna pull y'all up a Ritter Sport. I bet you done seen it before.
Oh yeah. The name sounds super familiar.
And one of the ones they sell at Target is their marzipan one, and I very much enjoy that particular one. Let me see if I can pull up a marzipan Ritter Sport. There it is, right yonder. It's my favorite flavor. I'm going to say, only necessary cookies. Okay, thank you. It's a European site, so they have to ask because of EU rules. And that one in particular is the one I gets down with. That guy in the middle.
Because it's like an almond paste situation, basically.
Yeah. And in this case, covered in chocolate and made delicious. And I love it. That one right there to the side. No, not that one. But they also make one that's a cornflake one.
Oh, yeah.
That is literally right there that I really enjoy as well. Like
I've gotten that for Christmas a couple times from someone.
Nice. Hey.
No, you.
I know. That's why I said. I love the marzipan one. I've had this butter biscuit one. It's also pretty good. I've given Xander the mint one before. The praline one is pretty good. Praline, right? Yeah, I'm not English. The praline one is pretty good. I've never tried cocoa mousse or coconut, but I get down with them. They're very, very tasty. And like I said, they only have the one that at Target is the marzipan and the butter biscuit is the one I think they sell at Target. But
if you walking right by those,
and I think they sell the praline one too because I do like toffee.
I know. I'll be at World Market and end up copping them from there. So that's just what that ended up being. So I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of marzipan, but also I know that's because Chaffee will be getting down with marzipan. They sell it. What is the brand? It's like Roses, maybe. Come in a little circle.
Oh, the crispy kind.
Little Mexican joint. I know you. If you know, you know. So yeah. So
you got to. They always say when you unwrap it and get one piece is good luck.
Oh, nice, because that shit do be crumbly as fuck, don't it?
Yeah.
Our Showstopper, a dream childhood birthday cake, 4 hours to complete. Hear that loud, okay? 4 hours. RJ is going to attempt his hand at a cookies and cream dragon head cake, covered in buttercream scales and almond twill horns, with crushed cookies and buttercream in betwixt the layers. Jen is trying her hand at a Smurf mushroom house. Smurfs eat the mushrooms. Ruby chocolate buttercream, blue velvet sponge soaked in a raspberry syrup with a raspberry gem between the layers, surrounded by meringue kisses for little stones. Though at no point did anybody eat them, the meringue kisses. They exist, I want you to know that. But they did not get tried. Nicole, Sublime Day at the Zoo. Good play on words. So the key lime kind of flavored cake. Imagine that. Decorated with orangutans. Kind of get that in your imagination. Mackenzie, happy sea cake with a meringue octopus on top, fondant mermaid scales, a mango curd filling with on an orange vanilla sponge. Chris, a jellyfish cake, vanilla bean sponge, spiced strawberry filling, spice with none other than Chinese 5 spice.
Yes.
Which is, I'm like, in dessert, sir.
Paul was concerned as well.
My concern wasn't concerned. I was more like, okay. I was more like, because I know what's going on there. Your main hit there is anise, that licorice kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you dial that just right, you could have something going. So, Roy Yoon. Can I get it?
I think so.
All right. Roy Yoon. I'm going to just spell it phonetically going forward. Trust that. Bunny boba milk tea cake with tea, sponge, strawberry boba pearls, strawberry jam. And in my little side notes,
at the boba.
In my little side notes, I wrote the first bake that genuinely excites me this week.
Yeah.
I was very happy. I was like, yeah, where we going?
She said, when you cut the cake, they're going to spill out. And I was like, oh, nope, my throat. I feel a tickle. I feel a tickle.
I'm not the hugest bubble tea guy, but once I had it, I developed a bit of an appreciation for it. I was like,
just the thought of putting my mouth on a straw and a lump of something coming into my mouth, and then I gotta chew the something. No, I'm gonna pass out just thinking about it.
There are, of course, a couple of types of boba. One is made with these agar pearls. They're usually filled with whatever's going on there.
They're filled with something? Oh
no! This particular one is.
Oh, I was about to say I'm going to turn off the camera.
We went to this spot downtown for a while before we stopped working downtown, and we would grab us a tea. I was like, it was the first time I was like, all right, let me see what they got popping there, and it was mighty tasty.
Yeah, those are the bursting bubbles, and they are very, very mild. But at the same time, I tell you this, 100% truth. Once I had that kind, I never went back. I never had another tapioca
boba situation.
Yeah, boba again.
So when I first had myself a bowl of milk tea, I got a cookies and cream milk tea from a spot that I was recommended to by a lady at the hotel. We were in Pennsylvania for Vanessa's film festival. Wasn't her film festival, it was a film festival she was in. And so that one had the chewy stuff at the bottom. And basically, Nick, I promise you, they just soak them in this case, brown sugar, but their consistency is licorice. So
but
it's
wet.
Well, yeah, because it's
sitting in liquid.
It's
sitting in liquid. That doesn't do anything to the integrity of the.
No,
it doesn't make it at all slimy or a little bit mushy.
Because that was my concern as well. But I finally was just like, let me get on my try. And so basically all you do is shake your cup up because it's basically that's your sugar because those are soaking in sugar the whole time.
Okay.
But as the rule goes, when a woman says you believe a woman.
And like I said, the lady explained to me, she told me what the order, she told me where to get it at. And I was like, I got you. I trust you. Vanessa was like, we gonna follow this lady's instruction. We slid over there. We were like first customers of the day. They were lovely.
I believe
company.
you. I just have never tried it because there's even a 5% chance that it's slimy or gelatinous. I'm gonna throw it.
That's exactly why I was like. That's why I avoided that whole time. But I finally was like, fine, let me give it a go.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, the bite, the texture is just licorice, and it basically just tasted like the brown sugar. So I didn't feel pulled out of my hookup. What Roy Yoon?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna keep checking until I got lock it down.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing what hers is. She was just making. She took some tapioca flour, mixed it with some strawberry, and basically whipped up her own little version of boba pearls. But that's not what boba pearls actually are doing. But texturally, no matter what Prue said, I think I'm like, yeah, that's the bite you would get. They have a little bit of a bite to them.
That what interests me most about that is having to bake that and then the consistency not change.
Yeah.
Apparently, them things indestructible.
Brad went with a patriotic youth band cake, coconut creme pat between layers of checkerboard macadamia and chocolate sponge. I was I know that's the homie now, you know what I'm saying? But I actually was impressed by that cake. I was like, okay, buddy, I see what you up to.
Man,
Victoria
Brad is like, he like Forrest Gump, man. Every time, like, I'm looking forward to watching more episodes because he got a story for everything. He's like, man, I've already been over here doing my thing.
My thug nizzle, you know what it is.
And we already had the like BTS about his mother passing away right before he got on the show. So that made it even more special to hear his story about why he was there, whatever. Like, I mean, I have love for every baker in the tent, but unfortunately, because Brad came to us first, Brad is our guy. But fortunately for everybody else, that we team Brad over here.
The long and the short way, people. Sorry, suck it up. Victoria was trying for Victoria, noticeable at this point, getting the loser at it. I'm just saying to you out loud right now. Dress Up Dreams cake. When she explained to me, I was like, no, because what you're telling me is you're going to decorate this as on a stand while the cake is stand up. And what we said, we established rules on this very program that you can't be decorating the side of your damn cake. None of y'all good enough for that yet. None of y'all are that level of baker. Just don't do it. It will always end up being what it was this time, bad. It's an orange sponge filled with raspberry compote and Italian meringue buttercream. And now that I know, they basically be like, hey man, can you make that? What kind of buttercream can you make? You better be able to make them all. And I know they can now. I was like, yeah, there you go, girl. Pull that Italian buttercream out your pocket. You know what it is. As y'all remember, Italian meringue buttercream is basically you have to heat your sugar up first. If you didn't know, now you do. Let's judge this. Chris, quite impressive. The coral just in general is great.
It was
great
so
looks.
good. Yeah, I was show stopped BT Dubs.
I didn't ask my apologies. Nick, were you show stopped by this week's selection?
Why, yes, I was.
Sorry, people, we out of shape. I got to get back in my boxing weight here.
I think we need two sticky notes. One Royun, one
Royun.
One. Or were you show stuff?
As evidenced, I will remind you.
Quite impressive. Coral's great. Great looking sponge.
So good.
Buttercream, delicious. Sponge, beautifully light. Baby. Chinese 5-spice strawberries done just right. Really works. Because Prue was like, what's going on with them strawberries?
Like that 5-spice, girl.
And Paul was like, oh my God, they so good. He was so taken aback by it. Because I know what it is. I know what I thought first. Like, really? Okay, let's see. I'll be patient with you, Royun. Really cute. Solid pipe work.
It was so cute.
Yeah.
It was adorable, y'all. She made a little bunny, little anime style bunny.
So cute.
It was really lovely. Very neat. Boba pearls. Why did Windows correct that to Bona pearls? Was beyond me. Lumpy and chewy.
Oh.
My take was, well, as they are in bubble tea.
Right.
They kind of got to chew to them, you know? But I get it. Prue was not, maybe she wanted a smoother bite. Slightly overbaked. Again, that's been your challenge for the week, people. Flavor of strawberry in the icing is well done. Overall, decent. We asked Brad about it when we spoke with him. And I think still, that's what it was this week was people getting used to baking
temperature
at sea. And not trusting, or maybe just forgetting, or maybe nerves getting a hold of them. That like, it's going to keep baking a little bit after you take it out that oven. Get it out a week early and let it finish up.
And then one thing I was taken aback by, having to ask permission to open the oven. That would mess me up.
Right.
Yeah. But still, none of these people will have, well, you know what? If everybody got a slightly overbaked and a slight is just enough to call a cameraman over there and get this done, maybe. Good state. Jen. Very cute. What did Jen make, y'all? Smurf House.
Made the mushroom.
Yeah. Love the zest of the raspberry flavor. Quite intense and sharp. Marries with the sweetness of the sponge.
That was the blue velvet.
Yes. Which, of course, I've only seen before when
Sandro. Did Sandra do blue velvet?
No, on our holiday special. Was that Eggo?
I think I forgot what it was, Eggo, but that was the holiday special. I think it was Phoebe.
She made the Sonic cake.
I think it was Phoebe from Ohio.
Yes,
Phoebe Robinson.
Phoebe Robinson.
Oh my God, I forgot we did that because I heard y'all talking about that. I was like, no, we didn't. I'm like, oh, they solved racism.
Yes. The third sticky note.
Brad, too simplistic on the outside. Would like more detail. Then they cut my man's cake open. Like, never mind. The complexity is here on the inside.
It's on the inside. You got a checkerboard pattern.
Great checkerboard. In fact, it was like so clean, y'all. The macadamia is very light and spongy, but the chocolate's a little dry, and that's because he added cocoa to it, and cocoa bakes in a weird situation and kind of sucks the moisture out. And so you gotta, if you're gonna be baking two different styles of cake, you gotta kind of message your levels.
Mm-hmm.
That shit look good as fuck. I don't care what nobody say.
It really did.
That's worth my man's on that one. Nicole, this is what Paul says. For someone that doesn't make cake, apparently, I think you're doing all right.
That's a compliment coming from him.
Nicole, I might have you on the show someday. I think you was telling tales, and you can bake with the best of them. Also, to get on the show, I know you have to be able to bake with the best of them. In fact, I know you have to bake to get on the show.
Bake a cake from scratch, no less. Maybe she's like, this is not I'm a bread maker, or whatever.
She might be a bread or a pie person and so forth and so on, a biscuit cookie kind of person. But like Brad said last week, you got to have faith that you are here for, or were brought to this tent for a reason, because they believe you have the talent. Mm-hmm. And guess what, lady? You
no humble bragging in the tent.
Yeah, you are a cake baker. The orangutans have real personality.
They were so fucking cute. It was so cute. Oh my God.
I don't think she was show stopped. She was fucking show stopped. Yeah, those were my second favorite. I don't know. That might have been neck and neck.
Who was your favorite?
Between the orangutan and Roy Yoon's cake.
Yeah, they were really good.
Prue loves the ginger lime curd, but once again, we're we people slightly overbaked.
Damn.
But the balance with the citric is pretty perfect.
That sounds good as hell.
It do.
Trader Joe's got a lemon ginger cheesecake currently. Get one while you can.
Victoria, did you run out of time?
Ooh. I lost my breath for a second.
I was 4
hours. 4 hours to bake this, people. And I'm not saying that I can go and just whip up a beautiful birthday cake in 4 hours. But I have not been training and challenging and taking my time to get put on this show to do this.
I don't know anything about baking. 4 hours seems like a really long time.
And it's in this case, it is certainly mostly the decorative work.
And she, like, the first top part of the cake was gorgeous. If she had time and could have brought that down to the bottom, it would have been great. It was going somewhere.
I don't think that is the decoration. I get what she was reaching to do.
Yes.
But I think the crown alone, the cape, and maybe something else decorative, probably just some piping, you know what I'm saying? Would have been just perfect. It would have been representative of a royalty in that way. But also you wouldn't have to worry about trying to draw on the side of it. You could have just did some elegant pipe work. I don't know. I disagree with how this cake was laid out, but let me explain the rest of this to tell you the rest of this, and that is likes the filling. Has a real good punch to it, which has a nice little raspberry filling. Again, sponge is slightly overbaked. Everybody in the tent this week was getting that. Great flavors. It's the decoration that got them. It feels unfinished and rushed.
I feel like if you go into a party, say you only bring in the soda, But if you bring chips with the soda,
Everyone's
you're good.
surprised. Mm-hmm.
Just say you're bringing the soda next time, baby. Don't. If you think you got time to stop and get chips then. But don't tell nobody you bringing chips.
RJ up next. Could be a yak.
Apparently, the Brits are like very territorial over dragons, and like they were like, "No, this ain't a dragon, bruh."
It was not. It did not look like a dragon. It didn't look like any yak I know.
I don't know what it looks like to be like this. Looks like a yak,
but
it looked like when you little and you playing in the tub. He's like, "I got a beard, Mama. Look at all these bubbles on my face."
That is exactly what it looked like, and that ain't no good to me.
Oh, guy.
Needed more shaping with the scales. Can't complain about the lack of flavor because apparently it was very flavorsome. The design needed more work. That's all it comes down to on that one.
Yeah,
I get what's going on there. In that situation, maybe that is a. What would you bake to replace the scales with? Maybe more 12s. You can do that, but they're weird with their shape.
So he piped them.
Yeah, he piped the scales.
Yes.
They're buttercream scales, and they just didn't look the part.
I think if he had done fondant and like cut out a bunch of fondant
there it is,
and
right
laid it on top, it would have been more of the scaly thing that they were looking for.
Yeah. There you go.
Like if he brought that cake to my birthday party, I would have been juiced. But for like the Great American Baking Show, okay, I see why they were like, nah.
Yeah, for sure. Mackenzie, a striking looking cake.
So good.
A detailed piece of artwork.
So good.
Literally the word, so good. A complete triumph. The sponge is lovely and soft. And what do we get? We get our little. I love this my little sneak surprise Hollywood handshake, especially on the.
He said, "Come here, look at this real quick."
On the Showstopper. You know what I'm saying? Basically, did you see this? And then boom, handshake, Hollywood handshake. Made Mackenzie start crying. Right there too, not like crying like in the post interview. No, went back to her bench, tears in her eyes. Like,
same, same girl.
Same.
Would have done the same thing.
So love it. Love that off rip we get a Hollywood handshake. But that cake, you can tell. If nothing else, love and impressed Paul Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. He's like reluctantly impressed. Usually,
sometimes, but this time he was like, "Yeah, you did what I wanted you to do, baby. Come on." Mm-hmm. So I was very much in a great space with that particular situation. Your star baker this week is that same Mackenzie.
But so Mackenzie and Nicole were neck and neck for me. When I rewatched it, I realized why Mackenzie won, because in the signature challenge, that was when Paul was like, I really want to make this. Because in my first watch, I took that to mean like, this is good, but let me get my hands in it and it would be excellent. But then when I rewatched it, I caught what he meant. But you know it all, I'm going to say it all the time. The technical challenge don't count.
Until it do.
Until it do.
Yeah.
But another thing is, I was talking to my partner about this like right before we recorded. And like I said, I'm glad that we all watched the show. I'm glad that we all have seen several seasons of it. I'm glad that we have a passion for the show because you often change my mind about like my thoughts and feelings about how things were judged and done. Before tonight, I'm like, hey man, what's going on? But then all the points you guys pointed out, I am good with what happened at the end.
Who was your original winner pick?
Oh, the winner was fine. It was who got voted off.
Oh, well, I mean, that I was like, well,
who do you think was down there at the bottom with her? Based on I get it. Based on the technical, Jen should have been.
Yes,
but they really liked Jen's signature. Yeah,
who was she? See my notes. Looks a bit small, like it didn't get a proper rise. A break that happened just remember she was plating.
But it tastes good. They liked how it tasted.
Quite tough, but a little rum, bit of lime, and lots of ginger, delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And what was Jen's showstopper?
Smurf House.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that came together well, and so that and was treated as well. It was just such a bad technical that I could understand why you'd be like, man. But again, Victoria only brought 4 to the table.
I feel like everybody's technical was really bad.
Yeah, it was 2 okay ones. Okay, not great, not even good. They're okay. So I'm with you. I can see. I could kind of see how you can get her to stay, but not really.
Yeah,
she had
like I said, I was until just listening to you guys hash it out throughout the episode. Because I watched it, then I watched it on the bigger TV upstairs. So, but yeah, I was at first I was like, man, that's not good. But then listening to that and going back and with the you said it's the losers edit. What can you
for shizzle dizzle? Sent home, of course, was one Victoria. You hate to see it because we root for everybody black, but sometimes you can't root for everybody black.
They be leaving early.
So.
It didn't surprise me at all that she was gone. I was at first more surprised that Nicole didn't get Starbaker, but then when I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Bruh, she made a fire ass showstopper. Yeah. And had a real solid 6. So I mean, I get it. So
handshakes don't lie.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. But there you go. So that was this week's episode. Next week, again, all these episodes are available. We are not watching them like that. That's not how I'm going to get down. I did not watch even a second of the next episode yet, and I won't probably until this weekend.
Yeah, same.
That's not going to sit down with Vanessa and we can kind of get our groove on. But already we have feedback because we dope and folks fuck with us. And this, of course, from the homie Frank. Good to have you back in.
Frank.
What a nice surprise you guys gave us. That was a great and very informative interview. I already watched the first episode before I listened to the podcast preview. I commented that Victoria is probably a much better baker than she appeared to be on the show. My husband and I talked about how harder it must be for the U.S. contestants to do a show since they have to fly over to England and Britain and adjust to an unfamiliar environment along with the stress of having to please Paul and Prue. Your interview with Brad really indicated that adjustment was much more challenging than people realize. It's no surprise Victoria did as poorly as she did. Someone who was bound to mess up under those circumstances.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, looking forward to your reactions to the season. As a side note, have you watched the Netflix show The Brother's Son? It's a series about an organized crime family from Taiwan starring Michelle Yeoh. The lead male character is her character's eldest son. He's being groomed to take over one day and is also the family's enforcer. He has a rep for being a badass combatant, but secretly, he really is in love with baking and religiously follows GBBO.
What?
In the opening scene, he's attacked by a bunch of mass killers. While he's watching and baking along with season 9 vegan episode where Ruby Showstopper falls over. The fight scene ends up being funny since it's coordinated with the episode in the background. And of course, because Frank is the man.
That is, my partner watched it. That is a Netflix show, not a Max show.
Did I not say Netflix? If I said Max,
you said Netflix.
Okay, very good. But I so happen to have it available right here. We're going to watch it. You're not going to hear it. I'm going to cut it out the show, but we're going to get it right quick. But also, I will put the link in the show notes. Thanks for giving us the link, Frank.
Ooh.
That was cool. As the fight scene kind of wraps, it says, your time is up.
Oh, and his baker is a...
Oh! And then, of course...
wow.
They not like us.
Y'all trolling me? Kendrick did not drop, bro.
He dropped it.
Basically, let y'all know what I'll be watching on YouTube lately. I've been watching so many reaction videos because I just love that song so very much. They not like us, y'all. They not. Promise you. Plus, ain't nobody out here doing a bake-off, Great American Baking Show like we do.
Yeah, I've watched a couple episodes of that show. I think I'm going to go ahead and watch it all.
Yeah, I might get that a go, Frank. Thanks for that.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming back to join us again for another season. And
That means you subscribe, and that means when something popped up in your feed, you was like, "Oh, I see something popping." I'm glad. I hope you give So Chef a listen as well, because I think we got something going there. So it's a good time. It's a good time to be down with a Krème Patissier. We got to go on, y'all. We popping, y'all. If you are so inclined, I want to be like Frank and give us a little, feedback via, email. Podcast at stagecrunchymilk.com is the email address for the show. Our phone number is 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. Feel free to text message or phone or call us on that line. It works either way. That's how we got in touch with Brad to begin with. Facts. That's how we get down, people. I want you to know that. What would be our question of the week and our poll of the week, my folk?
I would like to know if anyone else has tried marzipan.
Right. Man, that works as either the question or the poll.
Yes.
I'm going to put it as the poll. Marzipan?
Yes, no, what is that?
Excellent. No. What?
What?
Question of the week.
Favorite cookout dessert?
Oh, there was a huge debate on Twitter over that. Like, what food is it? Or is mac and cheese a cookout food? Is it a year-round side? Like, I didn't understand. I didn't know sides were seasonal.
I was requested to and did make for Vanessa's sister's little holiday Memorial Day situation mac and cheese. I did make a smaller mac and cheese I normally make send over there because your boy was just not trying to cook. And Giant Eagle ain't got my noodles no more. The little Market Square noodles, the little black and red bag.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They ain't got them shits no more. At least at the one by the house. I'll check another one. I was super salty because that's where I get my little.
You might have to go to a Market Square, a Market District proper.
Yeah, fair. Which is only the closest one is over there in like Crocker. So
I guess I could imagine you not wanting to turn on the oven in the summertime.
Yeah. Fair. But yeah, that was a request, and so far, I whipped up a mac and cheese. But you are correct. In normal circumstances, that's all the grill. That's grill action,
Mm-hmm.
Dogs
Which
and burgers.
I do grill my mac and cheese sometimes.
I was gonna say, can't you throw the mac and cheese on the grill?
Yeah, I put my baked beans on the grill yesterday.
Because really, if you boil the noodles,
once you cook everything, put everything together, it just cook through because it's basically just heating through.
Right.
So you could easily put that on the grill. And so, hey, that's possible. But yeah, your favorite cookout dessert, because it's bacon. We gets down to get down. Man, everybody gonna be going for banana pudding. You know it. Though I never, because the very notion of it makes me wretch. But
I make my mama make me banana pudding.
A banana free banana pudding. I don't really roll with pudding.
It's not pudding. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. The texture to me is not puddingy because at least the people in my family, they make it creamier with like Cool Whip and stuff. So it's not like dense. It's light and fluffy.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother used to pull out the ice cream machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, getting down to get down. Well, people, let's wrap it up for the week here. That is, of course, Nick Jew.
I would choose my favorite dessert of all time, which is a yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Because I'm that black auntie.
Like, the Texas County make that's just like a sheet cake.
Just the straight up yellow box of cake with a chocolate frosting. It's the best dessert.
Another thing my grandma used to do for every season of that, the sprinkles would change, but not the cake.
I don't even need sprinkles, but I wouldn't be mad if it was some sprinkles on my yellow cake.
Nick and I recorded a special tea on the What's the Tea Patreon.
We sure did.
Discussing Apple's top 10 greatest albums of all time.
I did put that for our long-suffering $5 subscribers. However, I may put it out to the general public in a few weeks here, but for now, it is for our $5 Patreon says.
Go put 5 over the What's Tea Patreon and
Yeah,
get down with
just
that.
pay for the 5 and then just go back to the 3 or unsubscribe.
Yeah, it's a really really great episode. I'm
2.5 hours we talked about music.
Yeah, them records, all of them are still sitting right here within reach. The entire pile of them shits.
Blonde is back in the Billboard 100.
Oh, nice.
As it
because of that list.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I guess some people, not some people. I literally had a friend hit me in my DMs. Was like, that list was trash, and I was like,
oh.
Okay, but did you listen to the 10 albums? That's all I keep asking people.
I immediately said that and did not get a response. So, nah. Talking all that gang, but ain't really.
Right. Just listen to the albums.
Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, they might not be in your top 10, but every one of them is fire.
And funny enough, the only one that we were like, yeah, we were all like, we were kind of like,
I gotta tell you,
sacrilegious.
Gotta tell you, Aunt, songs like Key of Life don't really do it for you, man.
Well, I mean, fair enough. So I know we did we. I don't know if we talked about this on air, but songs of Key of Life, I do have it, right?
Yeah, you got the signed copy.
I have a signed copy in the frame.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I haven't really been like, oh, I need to listen to this. That's not my favorite Stevie album.
No, it's Intervisions for me. But push play on them top 10 albums, and
Music of My Mind is my favorite
okay.
Stevie album. Because that's one of me and T's favorite songs is on there.
So there you go. Get down, people, on that one. Oh, that's it.
Yes. My favorite album is probably a Batman album or some shit like that.
In the realm of a music, he and I had a pretty good episode breaking down the Kendrick Drake situation. It was very fun. I still stand by that. There's no need to really. Only people saying that Kendrick didn't win is like Maul and
Drake fans, OVO,
yeah, colossal Drake
OVO people, yeah.
So
I mean, you can ask my 6-year-old; he'll tell you who won.
Let me hear you say OVO. I am the Interstellar 713. Bake with you again next time, people. Bye.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.